why is it capped? The U.S. Forest Service, they got their heads up their butt because they're a government entity, and they just operate like a robot. And I can only allow this many runners on course.
Well,
why? It's 100 miles. 100. Welcome back to the next aid station. I am your host, Jake Kilgore. Mick Garrison, also here, of course. He is co-hosting. That's how we do it. Mick, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Had a nice workout in, got my coffee. I'm ready to roll.
Okay, great. I have my Rockstar, as usual.
Okay. Cheers, bro.
Good morning. Cheers. I don't know if when we cut this on YouTube, if you're below me, so I'm going to cheers you below and cheers you above.
Last time we tried it, it was not good.
It didn't.
Ding.
Ding. It didn't work. So this weekend, I got my long run in, my first 20 miler of my training season. I didn't really want to go 20, but it just kind of ended up being that way. My first ever training run at Antelope Island.
And how was it?
It was awesome. But I can't believe I've been running ultras for like 12 years. And that's the first time I've ever just driven out there. I will say it is worth the 30-minute drive.
Okay.
Very much worth it.
Well, it's obvious why you don't go do that. Because you can just run out of your house onto the trails.
That's my whole logic.
It makes it hard to add an hour of driving.
Yes, I'm like, oh, it's an extra hour. I could have ran this many miles or climbed this far or been home with my family for that hour.
Yep.
But, dude, it was fun. I've got a couple stories from out there. But I was like, well, I'll just park over here roughly where the 50K was that I ran in 2024. So I'm like, I don't want to run the road. So I went and drove just, I don't know, it's maybe half mile down, right where that single track starts on the left-hand side, like the east side. You hit the single track for half a mile flat, and then you go up the dirt road along the fence where a dude got smashed by a buffalo, drop down, and then you take a left into the, I guess that considered like the park?
I mean, the whole thing's considered a park.
Okay, so I go to the other section of the park. You go up, you go loop around, and then I'm like, oh. So on the 50K, there's this out and back. You go up One Tree Hill.
Yep.
You take a right, and then you hit an out and back. There's an aid station there. But I'm like, I know there's trail pass there. And there's this awesome 5-mile loop out there.
Yeah, that's the best part of the whole island, I think.
Which is not even part of the 50K I ran. Excuse me. So
wait, what?
Yeah. The 50K.
Then that's a different one than I ran.
To my point a few weeks ago, the course changes a lot out there.
You're telling me those switchbacks where you're climbing up a little bit that was not part of your race?
Correct.
Oh, that's my favorite part of the whole thing.
It wasn't part of the 50K in 2024. I have no idea this last year if it was on it or not.
Okay.
I didn't look at people's Strava or the course map. So I got up to there, and on my watch was like mile, I don't know, dude, 9 or 10 or something. And I'm like, okay, if I do the 5-mile loop, I'm going to be at this. Then I run back. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be like 19 to 21 miles. Okay, cool. And I just went, and I just rolled. And it ended up being like almost exactly 21 miles. And I felt good. I felt great. My fitness is growing. It's increasing. It's getting better.
Oh, I'm aware. I ran with you yesterday.
Was I going too fast?
Yeah.
He's so mad at me.
I mean, it was fine because we weren't going super long, but I was like, we were running up steep stuff coming out of Daisy's Bridge there, just running up that, past the rope, just run it. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. So, homeboy that came with us, it was a 3-mile run, and he threw up.
He did. It was 3.5 miles, and at mile 3, he barfed. And it wasn't like hot. It was
hot.
55, 60?
It was direct sunlight.
But it wasn't
hot. We were moving.
Hot.
To me, we were moving. That was I had fun.
Yeah, I stopped.
But I don't who trail runs like that.
Yeah, that's I didn't mean to. So those of you listening, Mick and I run a solar company full time. And we've got like 6 or 7 young bucks, like in their 20s, training for their first marathon. So every Monday afternoon, we take these dudes on a little run. And for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've been taking them on the road. Downtown Main Street, Farmington. We did a little road climb, Farmington. But last week, I'm like, hey, this coming week, we're going to the trails. Like, I'm out. The road stuff,
Agreed.
it's fine if it's
I don't like it.
snowy or whatever. But this is like prime spring trail running. So I'm like, so they were pumped. These kids were like, awesome, let's do it. I say kids because we're freaking old. But they're in good shape. Like, they're just naturally, in your 20s when you could just...
Yeah, they are.
You could just wake up and go run a 5K. That's what they did. And I was leading on the single track. There was like 6 or 7 of us. And I wasn't trying to run or push it. I was just like, yeah, let's take these guys on a 5K. Little trail run.
That's my point. I think you're in pretty good shape because you were moving.
Yeah, so I that was fun. I love going out with those dudes. It's actually like fun. It's in the middle of our workday. It's at 1:30 on a Monday, which is like busy for everyone who has a full-time job. That's like get back from the weekend, you got all this stuff to do, but we definitely make it part of the workday of like, oh man, let's go hang out with our guys.
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
This is fun.
Come in, sit down in the office, and you kind of cool down a little bit. My face is red, just sweaty. I'm like, yeah, who could go for a shower right now? Let's work.
Then we showered.
Of course we did.
So that was probably the best part of the workout was when you showered.
Right.
Period. So while I'm out there, I'm on Antelope Island. I happen to I don't know, equestrian. Is that what horse riding is called?
Yes.
Equestrian.
You're just learning this?
Well, I was just blanking the word. There's a bunch of people, women. There was like a dude, but it appeared to me like it was like a women's group that took their horses out there for the weekend, and it was like horse day.
Horse day. Okay.
It was horse day.
Usually it's Buffalo Day.
On Buffalo
Bison Day.
Horse day on Buffalo Day on Antelope Island. Which is cool.
Was it Bug Day?
No, they were just barely starting. So I was cool. I think I beat the bugs by a week or 2.
Okay.
So a question, when you run for 3.5 hours by yourself, lots to think about, right?
Yep.
And these horses were cool. They were nice. They were very, their trail etiquette was on point.
You met the horses?
The horses were so nice. The women were
great.
They were fine. But one of the thoughts which crossed my mind a lot was, when you take your dog on the trail and you have to take either you train your dog to poo off trail or you got to take a bag and you got to pick up the dog poo.
Yes.
And leave it on the side.
Yes. You've talked about this before. You hate it.
It's fine. But my thought was, how come horses get to just crap on the trail? There's no, they're not hopping off and grabbing a bag and scooping poo or even just shoveling it off trail. I'm not complaining. I'm just posing the question.
When they're in the cities.
Yeah. Yeah.
They put that little
there's a bag under
catcher.
A poo catcher.
I don't know. Make a horse diaper.
They have them.
Let's go.
New York, Chicago. It's downtown Salt Lake. They put the poo catcher. I just had the question, is that not part of trail etiquette? Because I don't think it is. I'm not
I don't even think about it. To be honest, I just jump over it and
yeah. Is it because
it's
just hay, just green mushy hay?
Yeah, it's biodegradable poop.
It actually improves the trail's softness.
Yeah, human is it's more like it's all processed
corn.
Stuff. No, stuff from the factories. It's not even biodegradable.
Processed. So it's just a thought. I don't know why I had that thought multiple times. Probably because there were so many, like, not so many. I want to say like it was like a group of like 6 or 8, and like they would go up this way, and I'm like, I'm gonna go that way, and then we'd cross paths again, and then I would pass them on a climb, or they would whatever.
I don't love running next to a horse. I always think they're gonna kick me.
Oh, when I go behind them, I give them so much room.
And then you're by yourself. You got to be careful of the bison out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, buddy system, the buddy system. You got to take a friend.
Okay. Well, speaking of friends and horse poo, I have my second story from being out there, which when I saw you Saturday night and told you about my run out there, I held this story for the pod.
Oh, nice.
Because this was, I don't know if it was traumatic, but it definitely impacted me in a way of like, that was something. So as you know, Mick, as a fellow partner runner of mine, when I get running and I start running, I have to go poo.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. I'm surprised that you don't now, just us talking about running.
So my pregame, I sometimes I get on a routine, sometimes I don't. I'm just not as regular as like wake up. I got the schedule like you.
You
coffee.
should be scheduled.
I should be, but I can't force my body.
Just think trail running. It's like counting sheep at night to sleep.
You've always referred
Trail
to
running.
it as my Pavlov's dog.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
sorry. Go ahead.
So around mile 3, which is the typical mileage, I'm like, ooh, I can just feel it. Stomach rumbling. And dude, I'm in the freaking desert. I mean, if anyone's been to Antelope Island, most of our listeners probably have. They've seen pictures. There's literally a single tree on the entire island.
Yeah, you got to go like.
And it's called One Tree Hill. There's a tree, and I'm on the east end of the island.
They have, don't they have bathrooms at the ranch?
I wasn't near the ranch. I was up on the trail.
So you had to go,
So-
find a cactus to sit on?
Yes. I was looking for a Home Depot bucket, but it wasn't there.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, I'm just searching for like 2 miles. I'm like looking left, looking right, and just keep running. Now I'm on that dirt road that's
Nebraska?
I'm in Nebraska, and there's no going there. So then I take that left and I start climbing up the hill.
Oh, that's not Nebraska. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, off to the right, there's just a bunch of tall, bigger rocks. I'm like, God, that's my spot. I got to hit those rocks because I can't just pull over behind this buffalo. So I look behind me. No one's coming behind me on the single track. I'm like, cool. I duck off right, do my business by off trail, obviously, as I should,
Obviously.
behind these big rocks. I stand up, bright pink shorts on.
You have bright pink shorts on?
Yeah,
Okay.
and a white shirt. So I'm standing out in this desert. I finish, stand up. My shorts are around my ankles. I look to my right, coming down the hill, 4 people.
They saw you? You go, hey.
I don't know how they could not have not seen me. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, of course. I hurry.
They're just staring at you. You're like, what? Do I have something in my teeth? Why are you staring at me?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I just hurry, pull my shorts up, take 10 steps, hit the trail, take a right. So now I'm coming up the trail, pull my headphones out because I'm like, they're going to say something.
Oh, my hell.
Yeah. Hey, Jake, what's
Well,
up, man?
They know you? Oh, my God.
They know me. Yes, 2 of them knew me. It was 3 dudes and one of the dude's daughter. I didn't know a dude and the daughter. I didn't know him. I knew the other 2 dudes. One dude goes to church with me. The other dude who pointed me out first, hey, Jake, is running DC Peaks this coming year. He signed up for DC Peaks October 4th, 2025.
So you had to not only get busted, but you had to sit here and have a conversation?
Bro, it was my stake president. Do you remember what a stake president is, Mick? I don't buy my meat from him.
Yes. I remember. They're the leaders of the stake,
Yes.
which is multiple churches.
There you go. So
I
yes,
haven't
dude.
been out of the game for that long, just like 30
Okay.
years.
Yeah, just 30 years. But our stake president is my stake president is running DC Peaks, and he comes running down. High fives me.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Hey Jake. Oh, what's up, guys? And they ran.
You
down.
high fived him.
Dude.
Oh my god.
With my left hand, though.
Now he has pink eye.
No, my left hand.
Oh.
My left hand. I didn't high five him with my right. I got wipes. You know, I'm prepared. I'm all sanitized.
Let me get on that horse mane or tail.
I could. So that was around mile like 4 or 4.5. I don't know, somewhere in there. I went 15 to 20 miles. Sorry, I went 15, 16 miles just thinking about that moment.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, that was me just running like, well, that just happened. That was great. Yeah.
So it wasn't addressed.
No, I just, it was, the quick
like, hey,
flyby.
what do
Hey,
you
what's
do?
up, man? Oh, hey, Jake. Hey, have fun. Cool. See ya. Gone. Like, we didn't stop. It was a high five passing. You know how when you just catch him by, like, the side of your eye? Oh, hey, I know that guy. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, cool. Hey, see you later, bro. Gone.
Oh.
Gone. Yeah.
You know they're talking about you on their podcast.
Church website. Yeah, dude. So those are my first early stories of that was my weekend. It has played a role in my head the last like 3 days. Like, oh my gosh,
I
that
know
was great.
though, like if I have if I go to fist bump somebody and then they go to shake my hand
Or they high five.
and then we hurry and switch and now it's just like awkward and we end up just hugging. Ugh,
yeah,
it's awful.
I hold strong now. If I go in with a fist bump, I just stay. And if you go high five, I stay. I don't move. You gotta just go strong.
There's a lady at the gym where I go to high five her and then she grabs my hand. I'm like, well, okay. Like we're supposed to. It's a pop.
And then there's no talk about it after.
No, like she just grab and like hi, like
Hey.
shake the hand and I roll with it because I really like her. It's not, but
Yeah. Gear shift.
yeah, like hey. I don't like having two. I just want, like back in the day, you shake someone's hand. That's it. But I am a fist bumper. I like it.
Yep.
But it has.
COVID changed it all, man.
Is
I
that
blame
is that
COVID.
when it happened?
Yeah. You couldn't shake anyone's hand for like a year.
Yeah, I remember a real estate agent in Colorado elbow bumped me.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
Hey,
That
yep.
extra foot, any bacteria or virus that you had on your hand did not travel the foot to your elbow.
Boom.
I feel confident that my elbow is clean.
Yeah.
I scrubbed the
I
crap
mean,
out of
meanwhile,
my
you're
elbow.
breathing in my face, but as long as we elbow bump, we're good.
But I threw some cleanage on my elbow.
I got some of them baby wipes from Jake's pack.
Fred elbowed it up. So, in other news, last week we talked about Sam Ruth, and I mistakenly said I think he's American. He's from New Zealand. 15-year-old kid that ran a sub 4-minute mile.
Oh. Yeah.
Breaking news. A couple days ago, he turned 16. So it's not even that cool that he's that fast now.
You botched that whole story.
Well, he was 15 when he ran it, and then he just decided to turn 16 and have a birthday on Saturday.
Okay. Still, it's cool.
So he traveled up to California at Arcadia. I think it's Arcadia High School in California. And for the first time ever in high school history, in the 3,200 meter, they had 5 kids in the country competing in the 3,200 that had all ran a sub 4-minute mile.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. And who
So-
won?
Well, Sam took third. Sam Ruth took third, and then 2 other guys really fast beat him. It was cool. I watched the whole thing. I watched it on YouTube. I went and found it.
Did
and watch the
anyone
whole race.
run a sub 4 in this race?
No, there was like, I want to say like half, 3/4 of the field. There was probably 30 runners, and I bet at least 20 ran under a 9-minute 3,200 meter. Like the winner ran an 8.
Oh, 3,200 meter. Okay.
So 2 mile.
Yeah, I got
The 2 mile.
So you're not running. Yeah.
Bro, they all came in together in the first mile around a 4:30. Just literally a warm up.
What do the Boston Marathon winners average?
Like about that,
No way.
like a 4:30.
For 26 miles?
I mean, if you just the math on
I don't know what the math is.
like a 2:08 marathon.
Do you want me to find out?
It is. It's like a 4.
I ran that.
4:30,
I
dude.
ran the Boston Marathon, and it hurt me.
It's about a 4:30. Well, these high school kids, bro, they ran a 4:10 second mile. The dude that won it ran a 4:30 and then like a 4:09
Oh, they're crazy.
second mile. Yeah.
That's a 450, 208, 453 pace.
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't do that for 1 mile. So go ahead and do that for a marathon.
Yeah. The reason I brought this up is every week we talked about this last year and then again this year. Course records getting broken all the time at the elite level. Well, now we have high school kids doing things that were never done before, like the sport evolution at the speed at which it's like evolving and growing is starting at the freaking high school level.
Yeah. I see these kids. Doesn't Davis High have a nationally ranked team?
Not in recent years, no, but they did in like the 2010s. When
Okay, I remember
Yeah.
them being like
Like
you see them running around. I'm like, oh,
they
look
lost
at-
a good chunk of their school when Farmington High was built, and they took a good percentage of kids. They have less students, but
Oh,
the program's still solid, but it's not what it was 10 years ago.
okay.
So I just thought that was amazing, and I needed to correct the fact that Sam Ruth is from New Zealand. Boston Marathons, which I almost wore my Boston shirt today. Monday is Boston Marathon Day. So we're not going to try to predict who's winning it. I don't even know. I haven't even looked up who's in it.
Someone from Kenya,
I'll take that.
Ethiopia.
Yep.
Which one? Can it be USA?
I don't know who's in it,
I
but
don't either. Just pick.
I'll take whichever one I'll take Ethiopia.
Okay, I'm going Kenya.
Okay. I would love to see an American podium.
Go knock out
Men
a
or women.
442 pace for the
A
whole thing.
4:42 pace of the Boston Marathon. You're right. Just go run one of those.
I would be like, that was awesome if I did an 842.
Sweet.
Because I'm not racing there. When I did it, I was just like going
just-
over,
just
grabbing popsicles from kids, high-fiving them, like
Kissing all those girls at the private
Wem-
college. Welms.
Walmsley. Is that what it's called?
Walmsley. I think it's
Jim
Walm-
Walmsley
I think it's
College
Jim
for Girls.
Yes.
They're like, I can't remember what it was something about like they'd take they had their shirts off and they were hiding it behind a
Trench
poster.
coat. Oh.
No, poster. And they're like, if you run fast, or I can't remember what it said, I'll drop the poster down. They weren't really topless.
You're like, how fast do I have to run? You just kept sprinting past them.
I just run right over to them, and that's why my time was slow.
I'm here.
Like, so what are we doing this or?
All right. So, in other news this weekend, probably the biggest piece of breaking news, Katie Scheid and Germain, they're a couple, a power couple, if you will. They signed with On. They were both with North Face, and they signed with On, kind of out of nowhere. So Katie and Germain are getting it on.
Yeah, nice.
See what I did there?
Yep.
And this is like massive news because I guess they were with On a handful of years ago when On was new and they didn't have like the technology or like they're kind of getting into the trail game And so those guys were like, they're very open about it. Like, yeah, their stuff like was not very great. So we left and went to North Face for a few years. And they just went back.
Huh?
And On is making big waves, apparently, in the ultra trail space. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they can. Is it just Hoka, Adidas Terex, and everybody else?
Did Solomon fall?
I don't know, but I mean, they definitely didn't fall. But Solomon seems to be more mountainous outdoor instead of like ultra trail specific. Like, who's running in Solomon besides Killian and Courtney?
Besides the best?
Literally just one of each, though. Like, there is rumored and kind of playfully joked about that the reason there are not other athletes is, yeah, Courtney took all the budget. So they don't have other runners. But Killian started his own brand called Normal. You see like the backwards N and the other N, like their logo. Normal's massive. He's like a co-founder of Normal.
Okay.
So like Solomon, I think, is Courtney. And that's kind of it. I'm sure, obviously there's other runners, but
I don't really keep up on the sponsors.
like
Who's
who? It's considered like off season is like free agency. Their deals run out. They sign a new one. We've obviously talked about, Sabrina and others who have moved on and done different things. But like Matthew Blanchard, I think is Solomon, and so it's not like Solomon ever is going to die. It's a massive, massive, massive outdoor brand, but I wondered if On is going to become the next tier. Are they going to now compete with, say, the Adidas Terex of trail? If we're saying Hoka is the top.
I feel like they are.
Okay, so let's just assume that they are.
I mean, I don't know that they're bigger than Solomon, but I like them more.
But Hoka's with a major sponsor at UTMB and Western States. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, Hoka. They're awesome, dude.
I hope that Katie and Germán are getting paid nicely from
I'm
On.
sure they are.
So
Didn't Carl Meltzer help design the Speed Goat?
He had to have. Massive.
It's
influence.
my favorite shoe.
I still run in it. At some point, we probably need to try some other stuff.
I mean, I have.
The super shoe,
You tried Nikes.
all that. Yeah, they're fine. Hey,
What's
what's up, dog?
I'm rolling with Carl.
Check out my Nike Trail shirt today.
Yeah, it's nice. Check out my DC Peak shirt today.
It's nice too.
Let's go.
So, begs the question. Katie Scheid and Germán, clearly they are a big powerhouse, probably the most decorated ultra couple in the space. Is there anyone who is more decorated than those two? And then I'll get to my real debate question.
More decorated?
Yeah, like podiums, wins.
Maybe like Emily and Killian?
Maybe. I mean, Killian has a million of everything, but is Emily?
She was. I mean, she got
like 3 kids now.
I don't know if she retired. It seems like she did, but she was so good, dude.
She was very good. Okay, so they're there. But what if we were to say On signed them because of a couple reasons. They're elite at the top elite echelon, right? It's Katie and Courtney. Germán is in that next tier. If Jim is on a tier of his own, I don't know. Jim and Killian are at their own level, and then it's kind of like the next level of dudes. We could chat about that. But what about like the most influential couples in trail sport? Who are the most influential couples? Because On signed them because they're great athletes, but they had to have also signed them because they drive influence. They have influence on people buying their products or they're going to be on the podium and they're going to be wearing their shoes and
Yeah.
their shirt and their pack.
Yeah. I mean, influential doesn't necessarily mean most decorated.
Right.
So you could say like Mike and Leah.
Mike McMonagle and Leah Yingling, I would say, are very influential.
Yeah.
She's top 10 Western each of the last 3 years,
She's
at least
baller.
2 years.
She's a beast.
Is she the best female ultra runner in the state of Utah?
I think so, yes.
I think so too. I mean, if she is racing in any race in Utah, who's gonna beat her?
Did Tyler? Who's
Tyler Green
Tyler
and Rachel
Green's-
Drake?
Didn't they move here?
They're here. She's going to medical school here. He's a Nike guy, so they would be on that list.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Uh-huh.
Influential though, Mike's photography in the space is top
Yeah,
two.
he's really good.
Top 2 in all of ultra photography. That dude is. I mean, he had ultra.
Top 2. Who else is in there?
There's like some other guy that's really, really good. Howie Stern.
Okay.
Let's put him on the podium. Mike, you're on our podium.
Well, he
for
is.
photographers.
He's on ours for sure.
He's first for us. But yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So influential. I got Mike and Leah. We got. I don't know who else is like crazy influential. You have people like Sally McRae, but her husband's not like influential
Yeah.
in the space. It's like her.
I'm trying to think.
So I guess what I'm getting at is I like On's decision and commitment to them and getting like this influential power couple who's going to be on podiums. And I think
Yeah, that's cool.
there's always a group of people who are fighting for the underdog, which is like anytime it's Katie Courtney, she's definitely considered the underdog, but she's up and coming.
That is so interesting you say that. I would like to think that I cheer for the underdog, and I'm like in an honest moment, I don't think I do.
You're a bandwagon guy.
Okay. I cheer for greatness.
Yes.
So if I'm watching Killian run, I'm not cheering for the underdog. I usually cheer for him. If I'm watching UFC, I don't know why. I'm watching. Like I used to cheer for Tiger.
Yeah. He was fun to cheer for.
And so I'm like, it's fun to cheer for greatness. If Courtney Dauwalter's in the race and there's an underdog, I find myself cheering for Courtney. So I'm like, I mean, it's interesting. You think like I love the underdog, but then in college basketball, it's all number 1 seeds, and you're like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. Duke, Florida, let's go.
You got the Chiefs. You got the
Patriots,
so
I'm like, maybe I do. Maybe I just find myself not really cheering for the underdog.
So I mean, it's funny. Katie
I guess,
never be the underdog in any situation, but I'm sure she would be if she was competing against Courtney.
Yeah, barely.
We will see. Yeah, I think that has changed with her recent wins.
She can beat
absolutely
Courtney.
With her wins last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to see that. Now Courtney can beat her. I would go into that being like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the race I want to see.
Yeah, a cool race this summer is that Germain and Katie Scheid, they are both running Hard Rock this year.
Oh, nice.
That will be cool. Who wins?
Out of them?
It's just too early to predict. Yeah, can Katie beat Germain in a mountainous?
I wouldn't pick her to.
Okay.
Would you?
I mean, Courtney took 4th at Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Then that would mean we are guaranteeing that Germain is
No,
podium.
you're not guaranteeing that Katie would take 4th. She could. I don't know. It's a good question. Don't attack me. Why are you yelling at me?
You got to think about that one. It's going to be fun.
I would love nothing more I would want Katie to podium overall.
Yes.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah. And that the
So
field,
then yes, she would beat Jermaine. Let's go, Katie.
unless he goes top 2 and she goes 3rd. But yeah,
Again,
theory.
here I am
here you are.
cheering for the what's the overdog?
The overdog. So this past weekend also, there were like 3 big races that I was trying to like watch and track and hit refresh and watch Instagram. We had the Zions 100, we had the Lake Sonoma 50 miler, and we had Gorge Waterfalls 100K. And it's so lame. Zions 100 is a vacation races race. I raced it last year. It's a difficult race. On paper, it looks way easier than it is. It's hot. It's always the first 90-degree day of the year, and everyone's cooking in heat, and it's really hard. It's very technical.
It's sandy, and then
sandy.
your feet
It's Moab Red Rocky.
Dude,
it's tough.
Annie McDonald, Jess Wiggum both finished this race.
Shout out DC Peaks.
They the bottoms of their feet are gone.
Hot. It just cooked the bottom of them.
I think that it was sand and blisters and just shredded them, and they finished. It's tough.
And the reason I'm frustrated is that run sign up doesn't. It's Tuesday morning. Today is Tuesday the 15th of April, and I don't have any results. Am I just going to the wrong place?
I tried to find them too. I don't have them.
So the only thing I know is that Ashley Polson, who just set the course record at the Buffalo Run 100 like 3 weeks ago,
Went
set
out and won it.
the course record at the Zions 100.
She's tough, dude.
Holy crap. That's all I know. I saw it on a couple Instagram posts on it, and I was like, oh my gosh. She took 2nd overall and broke the female course record. She lives in St. George and loves the heat. We talked about it before. She crushes Badwater twice. So the heat was no big deal for her, and it's lots of running. So she did great. But when do you start looking at like the local Utah elite winners, the winners, like the Liz Butlers, the Ashley Polsons, the gap between them and say Katie Scheid? Is it like the guy who wins your club championship and then he goes and plays against Phil Mickelson and loses by 12 strokes? Is it that wide?
I'm trying to think. Like if Katie Scheid went and ran Badwater,
Or if Katie Scheid was at Zions 100?
she would I would definitely say she was winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just got me thinking about
Yeah, there's levels to this.
there are levels.
Because when you talk about Utah greats, Ashley is on that list, dude. She is so talented. Katie Scheid is maybe the best in the world. Her and Courtney.
Arguably, yeah.
I would still probably say Courtney, but number 2 in the whole world is Katie Scheid.
They don't even live in the U.S. Her and Germain live in Europe. And
That's what Jim Walmsley did.
But they've been there for a few years.
So was he.
Trivia question. Do you know the last ultra that Germain ran in the U.S. was?
No. Hard Rock.
I raced against him. There's your clue.
Okay. Okay, hang on.
When I say
Hurt?
When I say I raced against him,
It's not Hurt because
we were in the same field. Yeah, I
Okay.
did not race him.
Okay.
You got to go back a few
Oh.
years, bro.
Okay. Back a few years.
Like
I
5
guessed
years.
Hurt.
Yeah, it's close guess as far as years back. You got to go 2 years earlier. The Speed Goat.
Oh.
He ran the 2019 Speed Goat. So then,
Did I run the 29?
yeah, I ran it. You ran it.
and
I ran
and
it.
Jermaine. Oh yeah, it was the three of us.
It was the three of us. You, me, Jermon.
That's right.
Yeah. Duh. So then I went
Jermon.
down this rabbit hole.
Sorry.
Bro, I went down this rabbit hole of Speed Goat times. I'm like, dang, he was in the 2019 Speed Goat? That's cool. I was there. So I go look up my time. I ran an 8:09. Not great. It was whatever. It's fine.
He's in the fives.
Germain ran. He took 4th place.
Okay, 4th place is a. Hang on. 5. He took 4th. You said
Yeah, he took 4th.
5:22.
It was a slower year that year because
5:28.
course and whatever. Course was different. He ran a 5:42.
Okay.
And I went down this whole path, dude. And I found in that same year Mike McMonagle and Finn Melanson ran that year too.
What did they run it in?
Bro, I was blown away. Blown away. I had no idea those dudes were as fast as they are. No idea. I didn't even know they raced then.
Okay, what did they run it in?
Mike ran a 6:38 and
Oh, man.
Finn ran a 6:40.
Oh yeah, they would kill me.
Obviously, they smoked us.
Like
we were both in
where
that
am
race.
I when they're?
We were in that race.
I'm trying to think of where I am when they're finishing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm at Hidden Peak too.
Yes. I seem to be at no, you're not at Hidden Peak 2. You're at Baldy. Oh, Hidden Peak 2?
Like,
I don't-
or
you- you're
maybe I'm climbing the ridge.
Yeah,
up to
you're
Hidden
probably
Peak.
climbing the ridge. Yeah.
Ugh. So they're done and I'm in hell.
I'm always getting to the top of Baldy, looking at my watch, going, I can't believe people are already just.
Yeah, but
finishing
when
right
you're there, I'm down at Mineral Basin,
now. Mhm.
looking up there, being like, "Oh, I hate you so bad right now." And they're done. Whatever.
So I went down this Speed Goat rabbit hole for a second. And I'm like, wait, I thought that was the last year I ran it. I'm like, no. We ran it one more year.
Oh, I ran it in COVID. I ran it with COVID.
I
was wrecked.
We ran it in 2020. And
I don't know how I finished that race.
Carl was so cool about being like, yeah, any of these race directors this year, if they don't want to go put their race on, he was talking all this crap about everybody that like didn't run their race that year. And we were like, love this guy even more.
He's like, come over to my house for packet pickup.
Packet pickup was in Carl Meltzer's driveway
Yeah,
in
dude.
2020. And that was the last year that I ran it, was 2020. And I ran a 7:57, shaved a little bit of time. And I was like, okay, I've done this 5 times. I'm done. And that was kind of the year where I was like, I am going to pick a new race every year.
Yeah.
The
Oh.
year that we last ran it, 2020, you know who the podium was at Speed Go? Noah Brodegum, who's the Salt Lake
Yeah.
phenom. I'm not sure what's happened to him lately or what he's doing,
Uh-huh.
but and the rest of the podium, 2nd, 3rd, Hayden Hawks, Anthony Costales.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but they're done with the award ceremony by the time I get there.
He's showered and yeah. Yeah, dude. So-
I was climbing up Miller Hill and I think I was towards the top of it. I have never just sat down in that race. The COVID, like I felt like I was turning into a superhero. The lightning bolts going down my legs and out of my fingers. I was like, what is happening to me? I'm turning into Spider-Man right now. Like, I had to go sit down in the shade multiple times. I've never done that. I was wrecked.
Yeah, you were sick. And the next year, 2021, we signed up for the 28K. And I got COVID the night before in 2021.
Oh, you got to just do it anyway.
I should have. I was just dead in bed for a week. I almost died.
Yeah. So I haven't run it since then. Oh,
We
yeah.
have not.
I'm like, that's it. Oh,
Yeah.
But also,
I thought about doing it this year.
I know, but I was like, it's not Carl anymore. I don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be like that, but
That's,
maybe that's just my excuse because I'm like, God, that's so hard.
yeah, I think that's the real reason.
Okay, that's the real reason.
So Sonoma, Lake Sonoma 50 miler. I didn't look up a ton. I just saw that Tara Dower crushed, and she is now going to be in Western.
Oh, man.
The Western field
I know.
continues to grow. You know who else is going to be in Western?
Killian.
Adam
Hayden Hawks.
Peterman.
Oh, nice.
He just won Gorge Waterfalls 100K this weekend.
Adam is very fast.
And he smashed the course record by like 30 minutes.
Good. Let's go.
Apparently the course was like,
This is going to be nuts. Are we going to be able to pick the top 10?
I don't even know. We'll have to do a podium because that's what we do. But I think we have to go top 10 and then our podium. Because there's so many dudes. And now so many females who are like, wow, the female race is really picking.
Good for Western. I love it, actually.
It's cool.
I want that to turn into UTMB here.
I mean, it is. In what way?
The turnout.
The field.
I want like the live stream. We got it.
We got live
finally.
stream?
Not finally. It's been a few years, but I love that. I like when people finish UTMB, it looks like Boston Marathon or Tour de France.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we should have one.
Like the crowd.
We should have one that's like the Boston Marathon, just like amazing. Just one.
The Masters.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And it's Western.
But it has to be Western.
That's right.
Are they going to have that type of crowd? I think this year they
I don't even know why I want that. It doesn't really matter. It's a huge race. It's the biggest one we have.
It is by far the biggest one we have. And I'll say that the one thing that our beloved government doesn't do, they don't allow us to have enough runners on course to ever compete with the crowds of UTMB. UTMB is what, like 5,000 or 10,000 runners?
Oh, yeah.
Just give me one fan per runner and you have more fans than Western states. One.
You're saying like let 5,000 people run Western?
Let's go in stages. Give me 500. Okay, a few years out, give me 1,000. Why is it capped? The U.S. Forest Service, they got their heads up their butt because they're a government entity, and they just operate like a robot. And I can only allow this many runners on course.
Well,
why? It's 100 miles. 100.
They make money. They make money on this.
And all the people that support it maintain the trails, create the trails, clean the trail. Like, we're doing all the work.
Well, it's not about hurting the trails because you have to stay on the trails that are like real trails. It's not like there's plant life on them.
Well, but like trees fall down, wind, storms, snow crushes stuff. There's always
who do you think? To your point, guess who's up there on the Great Western Trail?
Yes,
cleaning that all up.
And
you.
Thank you. Every one of those runners that has to put in 8 hours of community service on the trails, 8 hours times 1,000 runners. Now we got some pretty freaking cool trails, dude. But you limit it to 300 or 350 or 400. It's always right in there. Hard Rock, 150. Stupid. Our sport in America will never grow to what the Europeans do because the U.S. Forest Service is handcuffing. See what I did there? Handcuffing our sport.
Which is, it's interesting because the dude we work with, he's so cool.
As individual humans, they're rad.
No, he's so cool. But when we talk to him, he's like, I've got a guideline that I need to follow. It's like rules that are set in place, and he just enforces those.
We've met with.
He's not. You know what I'm saying?
We've met with the Weber County one and the Salt Lake County guy, and we've met with. Over the past 5 years, we've been race directing, creating courses. We've met with 3 or 4 different people who've been in that role.
Do you think it has something to do with like, so that the general public can still go and enjoy the trails, and that we're not just trail events are not just bogging down all the trail system?
No.
Do you think it has something to do with like the plant life and protecting the?
No.
Well, what do you, I mean?
I think it's,
why do they do that then?
I think it's like ignorant control.
No, there has to be a
lack
reason.
of understanding, lack of education. The fact that they told us, oh yeah, if you want to like use that trail, or if you want to like somehow get more people than this on your to sign up at your race and be able to, it's gonna be like a 3 to 4 year thing. Like it goes back to DC.
But those are environmental studies.
So people in DC are gonna like decide if DC Peaks can have 500 runners.
No, I don't know if that part was true, but if you want to have a new trail that's not part of their recognized trail system, then it has to go through a few years of
that part,
environmental studies, and they got to
Sure.
take it up through the ranks, and then you get a final approval, and now it's
do
recognized.
your environmental study, fine.
Yeah.
But let's just go down the path of Western States is point A to point B. This is the course. There's no new trail. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. This thing's been going for 30 years. Can I get 800 runners next year? If I'm the race director and I'm like, hey, I think there's a strong argument and demand for me to have 800 runners. Here's how I'm going to do it. And here's why. Why? Why do they care?
I'm trying to think. Like it's good for the community, like Auburn, like people are all along the route. Airbnbs, hotels, gas stations, restaurants. It's a boost for their economy. The Forest Service themselves, they take a cut. Sponsorship goes up. Like it seems, I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it like Europe does.
It's so frustrating for me. I'm gonna
But
experience
it's not just that they're ignorant. There's got to be a reason, dude.
That is a big part of it.
Someone needs to.
I am certain. Someone's gonna have to really sway me that it's the ignorant like control. This is the way it's always been done. This is how we do it here. It doesn't make if U.S. trail running is going to compete at the level of Italy, France, and Spain. To me, that's a great place to start. We have way more athletes. We have higher population. We have the means to go do it. We have all of that. But you're only going to allow the biggest race to have 350 people in it. It's freaking stupid, dude.
I could understand.
Boston Marathon, again, comes up on Monday. 30,000 runners.
Oh, they love it.
They shut down the city.
They shut down the city. They love it. They make a lot of money.
Right. Give me 5,000 runners at Western States. Now you're talking.
Maybe
I'm going to race for the first time in Europe this summer. And there's 5,000 runners in my race. 5,000 in 120K. It's a 75 miler in the Dolomites. And it has 5,000 runners. I don't even know what to expect from crowded mountains lining the trail, crew and aid station, all this stuff. I don't need a pacer. I'm going to be running with everyone the whole time.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a different experience. So why do they have 5,000 runners in a 75 miler and we can't get 500 runners?
Do you think Western wants 5,000 runners?
I don't know. I don't know. Do they want 500? Do they want 1,000? Why wouldn't they? It's a business. And it would only grow the sport in the U.S., grow their race. I see no downside to it at all.
Like the exclusive club?
They're losing interest because of that. A lot of trail runners like,
It's
I don't even try to get in.
it doesn't seem like it.
They're losing interest from the average, like from like the normal ish runner.
Just because it's like not because it's not interesting to them, but it's like I have no shot. So
Think how many fast, very, very fast runners can't get in.
it seems like they're all getting in.
Those ones, but there are other people equally deserving of like towing that line and competing for a top 10 bib. But you have to win a golden ticket. You have to be 1 through 10 the previous year, or win a golden ticket at a handful of races, or get lucky and hit the lottery.
So if 5,000 people get in, does that hurt the races? Probably the golden ticket races.
I don't think so.
Like, why are you going to go do? Okay, you ran.
Let's just say 1,000.
You ran Kodiak.
5,000 is like not even ever gonna. Like, I don't think we see that in our lifetime. But
Big Bear, California,
mm-hmm.
it's fun. It's a beautiful area. The race itself, like the race directors and the crew, I thought they were awesome. The course itself, and there were fires, so I'll give them that. But I was still down there and saw a lot of the main course. It's like it's okay. It's not really that great of a race. You know why you're going there? Because it's a UTMB race.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't have that, you're not going there. And a lot of people aren't.
Okay, so to your point, UTMB has 5,000 runners. And I'm going to go race that race to try to get into UTMB. So yeah, I think if Western allowed that many runners, they would get way more runners from Europe in it. They'd get runners there. It would just grow the whole. It would be our, to your point, it would be our version of UTMB.
So it would only help those races.
Yeah, all those races would get bigger, faster, better. The whole sport would grow more. If you cap these races at number of runners, then only this tiny percentage of runners we're even talking about might be on the podium. But if we woke up and we're like, hey, we got to predict the Kodiak 100 today, like, oh my gosh, look at all these runners. How am I going to predict it?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 5,000 runners and there's 15 dudes that could win it that day.
Well, you would think that Western big races like Leadville, Hard Rock, they've already thought of this. Like Hard Rock, they get nothing. Do they like that? They get 150 runners, something like that.
I don't know.
So it's like, no, this is like the exclusive resort. It's hard to get in, and we like it that way. Or do you want the masses and more money and more people get to experience it?
I guess maybe that's the argument in the trail sport today, is that like UTMB itself has become global big business, like races on every continent, right? All this stuff, multiple distances. The U.S. seems to be on this old school track still. The Scott Jureks and Carl Meltzers, and it's like, no, like it's fine. Keep it small. You don't need a GPX device. Like, you're cool. Just follow the flags. Have your orange slices at the aid station. Get to the next one. We're behind because I think we're not taking it as serious of an opportunity that Europe is by growing it with numbers.
I've seen like on road running in Salt Lake City for the Salt Lake Marathon, locals were like annoyed, like, ugh, the roads are shut down. Get out of here. In Boston, they love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 100 times more. It's like huge. And I'm like, if people just here, they just don't care as much.
Yeah, we're certainly not as outdoor friendly as the Alpines and in the Alps.
But
right? Like they live in those mountains.
But to your point, which started this conversation, the U.S. Forest Service isn't saying you can only have 350 runners because nobody wants more. That's not their reasoning. Like, I would like to know why it's capped.
Yeah, and then knowing why it doesn't even.
Well, let's just ask them.
They're gonna. Oh yeah, that's just what we've always done. That's
We're
just
going to put in.
their boss's boss's boss.
No, we're going to ask them. We're going to put in for DC Peaks for 5,000 runners.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's go. We'll still get 150 runners. Well, we get like 250 total, right?
Yeah, we get a lot.
So we'll get 250 runners out of the 5,000, but our question will be answered.
Then we'll report back.
Okay.
So, okay, sidetrack there, but Gorge Waterfalls, we were talking about Gorge Waterfalls and Adam Peterman racing Western. And then I started going down this, okay, so he runs a 7:59. Crazy fast time. Trayson Knopp takes second, 8:05. Philip Royer, his first ever 100K. He's a 2:18 marathoner. Runs an 8:19.
Yeah, that's like creeping on Olympics there.
Yes, it is. Well, that's an Olympic qualifier. 2:18 is the Olympic qualifying time.
That's what I'm saying.
So he would go to the qualifier in LA and run the qualifier. And the women's field saw 3 course records. So from what I heard, it wasn't rainy. The course was dry. And this race up in Oregon is often either rains the whole week of, the day of. It's slower, muddy, slippery. Mm-hmm. This year was dry, and it allowed for like fast freaking times, which was cool because that race was the Long Trail World Championship qualifier. So the top 2, they got 2 men, 2 women, qualified like automatic bids essentially for the 82K, the 82K Long Trail in the World Championships.
So, okay, sorry to cut you off. Is that why the course record got set? Because different levels of runners were there because it was a qualifier?
I think it's twofold. I think one, they announced it a few months ago that it was going to be this like the Long Trail qualifier for the 82K.
That's interesting. If it's like got a history of raining,
and it just happened to be dry this year.
Yeah, why would you pick that race?
Yeah,
for that must not be that.
Well,
bad.
they actually took some heat. The people that selected that course kind of took some grenades on social about like why that course over this one? Like why not Lake Sonoma 50? Why not this, that, and the other? They kind of took some heat.
Why not DC Peaks 50?
Because it's after the World Championships. It's the only reason why.
You should still do it.
It's the only reason why we were in the running
for the following year.
We weren't willing to move our race to April. Well, that's right now.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing our race in April?
Yeah, Bonneville Shoreline the whole way.
No, if you had to do the actual real thing.
Yo.
Q 2021.
Yeah. You're up there on ice, dude. So, yeah, this championship, the World Trail Championship, I think it's like every other year. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be cool. It's over in Spain. We'll talk about it when it gets closer to September, but
are the who's who?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't checked out all of their teams. We got to do some research, but the video on their website says it's 1,300 athletes, 70 countries.
I'll be interested to see if people actually care or if they're like, no, I want UTMB.
I think people will definitely care.
Well, we'll see.
It's all going to.
Is it going to look like the Western lineup?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I really do.
That's what we want. That'd be cool.
It's like the World Basketball Championships. It's like the FIBA. Like, it's not the Olympics, but it's that next level where a lot of people care. Europeans definitely care. The question is the U.S. going to send their best? Because we tend to do that with sports sometimes. The U.S. doesn't like, oh, it's not the Olympics. But I think this is the peak of like a world competition in trail.
Then we would expect to see Jim and Courtney there representing.
Yes, and so far, I don't know if they're in it. But you've got the vertical like a VK challenge, you have a mountain race, you have a 40K and 80K, and then you have an under 20 years old 8K.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting.
That would be fun to watch.
Uh-huh. So this week we had a whole bunch of random different things, but the sport is certainly moving and growing in the right direction. I'd hope that maybe we could get some legislation behind the U.S. That's all. That's all.
Well, why don't you push for that? We'll start with our email.
We'll start with an email.
Hey, man, we want to up DC Peaks to 5,000 people. We'll start the conversation that way.
Oh, we're going to start high at 5,000.
Well, we'll just ask, and then he'll be like, you can't do that. And then we'll be like, well, what do you mean? Let's have a call, bro.
What do you mean you can't do 5,000?
Why can't we do 5,000? People are knocking down the doors to come do, like, we got to have 5,000.
Between our wait list and our lottery? Easily.
Yeah. You know who needs more? Bear.
So many races.
I mean, they could easily do a couple thousand there.
They could do 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of selling out in 4 minutes, they sell out in 8 minutes.
Yep.
1,000 runners.
Yeah. That's the best, dude. The Bear is so good.
We would line the streets. Did you see that the Bear added another bear tag?
Nope.
They added a bear tag. You don't know what race?
No.
Speaking of, this is the second Finn Melanson drop of today's episode. But his race.
Oh, cool.
Park City.
That's good.
What's the biggest distance? The 68K.
Aren't you doing it?
Not the 68. It is sold out. But it is a bear tag. I welcomed them to the family online.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So their 68K is part of the bear tag, and they have a 30K and another.
You're talking about Twisted Fork?
Yeah, Twisted Fork. Sorry, I didn't say it.
No.
Twisted Fork 68K is part of the bear tag. So we got antelope.
Oh, I know the area up there.
Mm-hmm.
And my dissatisfaction with some of the AHJs up there, but the course itself, oh my gosh. The trails in Park City really are amazing.
It's good. It's beautiful. So yeah, we are going to come back in another episode, and we're going to break down the Long Trail World Championships, all the distances, the athletes, the countries, who qualified, who's in, who's out. I know that it does play a pretty big, like the Broken Arrow has like a big role. Their course and courses, because they have a VK vertical challenge. They have a couple of races like the 46K that are part of it. Anyway, there's some meat there, but we can chat about the Long Trail World Championships. I think that'll be fun.
Okay.
Break down the teams, the distances, who's in, who's on the fringe, who might get in later episodes. We are getting very, very, very close to the Coconino 250. We might spend 2 weeks on that race because there's so much going on. Courtney Dauwalter got interviewed, and I haven't listened to the podcast yet. I have it queued up to listen to my run this week, so we'll come back with more info. But she gets interviewed about Coconino and her goals and, a goal outside of winning and running. And she said something to the effect of like, well, I just hope that by the time I climb Mount Eldon, that I'm in such good spirits, I can tell a really funny joke while climbing Mount Eldon.
Uh-huh.
And the host was like, oh, well, it's in reverse this year, so you should be nice and fresh when you're descending Mount Eldon. Something to that effect. And then I saw comments that were like, that's alarming that she didn't know it was in reverse this year. And I'm reading it going, I didn't know it was in reverse this year. I felt like you and I should know that.
Yeah, we should know
if
that.
We're crewing, we're pacing.
We totally do.
We definitely know that.
We are dialed.
I've heard 0 runners talk about it being that. And then I had to do a little more digging, like, oh, okay. The race is still its iconic direction, Phoenix to Flagstaff, with the amazing Flagstaff finish line that's not changing. So I was like, okay, I'm relieved.
Okay.
But the comments on this post were like, oh, I'm surprised she didn't know. That's alarming that she didn't know it was in reverse. What they mean is the climb for the past few years has been the super steep technical crap that like wiped out Jeff Browning, where Harry like crushed it last year. And then you get to the top and you run down the service road.
Yes.
I've never been there, but apparently they just changed that section. So you climb up the service road and
then go
down the technical stuff.
Oh.
And then loop around to the finish.
Oh, I see. So the whole race is not reversed like Hard Rock does.
Yeah, dude.
You got me there for a second.
Oh, I was, for a second, it got me for like 3 days. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is in reverse.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy. Anyway.
Why do you want to go down that? I don't want to go up it either, but.
I don't know. I think going down it after 3-4 days of running is sketchy.
Yeah.
If I am running and I'm 3-4 days into a race, I would rather climb the technical switchbacky stuff and then just get to cruise and just turn off my mind and probably fall asleep running downhill.
Okay.
This is like, you're going to be like power hiking uphill on a dirt road, and then you got to lock in.
What's the mileage?
Downhill. Like, it's like mile 238 or
But
something.
is it like a 3, 4, 5 mile
climb?
Switcher? No, I'm saying including the service road and then back down. How much have they changed?
I don't think the mileage changes at all. They just change.
No, I'm saying like how much is in reverse? 6 miles of this race is now different?
Like a mile or two.
Oh, it's only a mile.
Yeah, it's like not much at all. It's just the climb and the descent.
Well, I thought so the climb itself is a mile.
Yeah, but you're just going to descend that instead of climb it.
Right.
So
I'm just saying, like, how far down the service road?
Yeah, I would be guessing if I looked it up, but it can't be more than just a few miles.
Okay.
Let's call it a 1.5 mile climb, mile and a half descent. Cool. 3 miles.
Okay.
2 to 4 miles give us a range. It's not going to change anyone's time, anyone's anything. But they changed it for a reason, and maybe we might have to find out why they changed that. But
cool.
that is unique. So you can turn off the alarms that were sounded. Coconino is not being ran in reverse from Flagstaff to Phoenix. Everything's going to be okay, you guys. Everything's okay. With that, we have one final announcement. DC Peak shout out. Here are our golden tickets. DC Peak's Rockstar Gold Rush. See these different colors? This is what y'all will be looking for on the trails all across the Wasatch Front. They look just like this, and they'll be wrapped with a Rockstar can, located at a trail or peak near you.
You mentioned y'all see these different colors, and then didn't say what the different colors mean.
Oh, well, it's for my viewers on YouTube.
Right, but
okay,
I don't
for our
know.
audio
I don't
listeners.
even know what the different colors mean. Is it different distance?
I got yellow, pink, another shade of yellow, like a greenish, and a bluish. Nope. And a red. There's about 4
because
different
it's
colors.
for any distance you want. So it's just for fun.
It's because I'm going to wrap this, let's say this red will be with like a red Rockstar can. The yellow will be with a yellow Rockstar can. The pink with a pink Rockstar can. So the colors don't mean anything other than we thought it would be fun to do a different Rockstar can color with the ticket.
Got it.
But like, for example, this yellow one has ticket number 5. This pink one's ticket 18. Here's ticket 2 for the bright yellow. Here's ticket 3 for the red. So that way we can track them all.
Okay.
But we are showing the tickets live. So if you watch this on YouTube, you can see them. If you're just listening to the audio, maybe we'll post something. But you can go to the DC Peaks Instagram. You'll see the pictures there where I posted last week. We've got a lot of positive feedback about this creative idea.
Oh, we did?
Bunch of comments. We got texts, DMs. We got comments on the post. People are very pumped about it.
I'm glad that you watched that. I do not read comments. Ever.
Rude. Hey guys, if anyone commenting, just comment to me. Just know that I will listen to your thoughts and feelings. and I will reply
Bet.
heartfully.
I think that's great.
Okay. Well, DC Peaks is off and running. We have a whole list of really cool spots we're going to be putting these, and we got some clues. We got some stuff going out there, starting in about 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks.
Let's go.
So this will be fun. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. This has been another episode of The Next Aid Station.